Hello, this is Pendle from Sound Dust, and I'm here again to show you another free instrument. Oops, just hiding a thing there. Another free instrument. This is a derivation of a not free instrument, or two not free instruments, which will be released very soon. But this is the kind of first preamble to that. Quickly to explain, it's a Hammond organ. I probably shouldn't say Hammond for fear of being sued. But it's a well-known old-fashioned valve-based beast of a drawbar organ, which I've just spent the last 6 months working on with the very fine Mikey Rowe, who is the king of the Hammond organ, actually. It's not just self-proclaimed. He's played on more records than you could ever imagine, from Oasis to Pink Floyd, etc., etc. Played live as well with Hammonds. But basically, he is the king of the Hammond. He's a very nice man, and he will be in some videos later on. He will come and introduce the less free versions of this instrument. But he asked me 6 months ago, Pendley said, I could really do with a really good Hammond library. And I said, oh, Mike, it can't be done. It's really difficult. There's so many problems. There's so many issues with doing it. And he's like, no, come on. And we went back to his studio, and he played his Hammond very, very loudly at me, and it sounded so brilliant that I had to get in. So this, 6 months later, is the first fruits. And this is a kind of byproduct of a massive, long process of recording that we've been going through to try and just work out ways of doing this and making it sound good. And this is basically the bass and chords. It's free, as I said that already, and it's a very simple thing, just to get you the idea of how this thing can sound. Looking at the keyboard here, it shows you what we've got. These here are bass notes. They're single bass notes, 1 octave off. They're recorded round robin. They're 15 seconds per note. And you'll hear in a minute. These are chords, and these are major chords, and these are minor chords. And it's simple as that. This little red thing here I'll tell you about later. That's a little Easter egg which I will introduce to you later on. And we've got drawbars for 2 mic positions for the bass chords. We've got mono based or mono bass mic, which I think was a U87, and kind of wide stereo bass thingamabob. This is the chords drawbar, which is all of the chords, and then we have a load of controls. But without further ado, you want to hear the darn thing, don't you? So, bass. This is basically Mikey's favourite setting, and it just sounds amazing. It's very loud in a room, and it just is the most awesome thing. It's one setting. It's got a fast Leslie, which is kind of quite distorted. I won't do it justice. Mikey will when he plays it properly. Five round robins per note. Have I said that already? Different mic settings. Pure stereo. More mono. You can even hear the rattling of the Leslie. Further up the keyboard. Major. Minor. Oops. So you can combine the two. That's the plan. It's simple and great. Here you go. You get the gist. So that's all there is, really. It's just a kind of like a funny kind of home keyboard thing. But we've also got the controls, many of the controls that are going to show their faces in the more full version. We can turn drawbars on and off here. We can control the volume of each sound there. We can control the pan. There's this thing here where if you press the pan button itself, the first one becomes the master for quick control of everything, but these are separate. Turn it off. First one is separate. Same goes for here. You've got attack, decay, sustain, release, which are individually controllable as a master or not. So with that, you've got a slow fade in. We've got speed controls for the vibrato. We've also got depth, which so you can actually set it to the actual Leslie settings, or the Hammond settings that you would normally get. This is a bit different because it is already got full Hammond on, and it's already kind of a certain keyboard, a certain drawbar setting. But this allows you to say, turn that off, put just the chords on the V3 setting. That actually is the V3 setting. You can also control the speed, set to 7 Hertz normally, which is the usual speed for Hammond vibrato. But or you can control them all from one place there, like that. Let's do that. We've got a little bit of basic EQ, which applies to everything. And we've got, just for the chords alone, we have big reverb. And an extra bit of rotor, although it's already recorded with rotor on, gives you a different effect. Oops. You get the gist. Then we have RTFM, read the flipping manual, shows you all the settings, hopefully explains them. Also is a little bit of promotion for the full instruments, which will be on us along quite soon. HamMR Plus, it's called HamMR because it's a certain kind of organ, and it's worked with Mikey Rhodes, who I did it with. The HamMR Plus is amazing. It's every single drawbar of a Hammond individually recorded. You've got individual control over every single drawbar. You've got another 4 pages of scripting after that. I mean, it just, you can do stuff with this that is a Hammond but isn't a Hammond. There's also the Growler, which is the full-on massive 3 GB version of the kind of really growly, loud, evil sound, and it's also extraordinary. I mean, Mikey is really chuffed with this, and he's already used it on records with Noel Gallagher and some other people as well. Anyway, and finally, I'm trying to make this quick. Finally, we have, it's a little Easter egg as well. The red button here doesn't seem to do anything, but hidden away here, click on the and, it's actually a volume control. And there's a little latching loop just to add to the extra home keyboard thing, recorded in someone's house, my friend Harry, from this crazy big home keyboard thing he had. Like, it was a Hammondy thing. You can even hear children shouting in the background. This will always stay in time, in sync with whatever you're playing, so you can do this. It'll latch on and off, and that's the volume control, sneakily hidden away. Everything you can right click, MIDI learnable. Just one more thing. So what I like to do is make the chords a bit more paddy. So adding for the sustain, attack and release. Same again. Hours and hours and hours and hours of fun. Free download from Soundust. Be great if you signed up for the mailing list. Then you can find out more about the new stuff and all new stuff, and you also get deals if you're on the mailing list. You get even bigger deals if you actually buy something, because then everything else after that you get a little bit cheaper. That's it, really. So there will be more videos for the full versions, which will be along in the next week or so. I've still got a few things to finish off. I've got videos to make, etc. These have been 6 months in the workings, and they're great, I hope. Thank you very much. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.